Box stopped by airport customs, opened after 7 days due to strong smell. As soon as the box arrived, the airport staff noticed something suspicious. It was all made of wood and it was quite heavy. What could have been inside? After an initial investigation, the airport staff got permission to open it. When the top came off, they couldn't believe what was inside. It was like a movie scene. They didn't know if they should run for their lives or keep doing their job. The workers at the Beirut airport in Lebanon were having a typical day. They were checking everyone's package as usual and going about their day. Nothing unusual happened until the famed box arrived. At first, they didn't pay much attention to it, but then they realized that there was something very strange about the box that arrived that day. Things started to get busy in the airport and the staff left the box unattended for a while. But one particular staff member named Ali couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong with the package. Ali alerted the higher-ups and called them to check the box as well. Its size and the fact that it was made entirely of wood were not things they would see every day in the airport. The airport staff was familiar with the usual contraband. They had times when people tried to smuggle things into the most unusual places. Passengers sometimes try to hide illegal stuff in coffee or under their clothing. Still, this time no person was carrying this package. Why would someone send this to Lebanon and what exactly was inside? This wasn't the first time the airport staff had to deal with a weird case. Once, someone tried to smuggle a person inside a bed mattress. The man was desperate to legally migrate to Europe, so he hid inside a mattress. The staff was alerted when they noticed the weight of the mattress and alerted the authorities immediately. In the case of the mysterious wooden box, Ali eventually called security. On top of the fact that it was made of wood and was quite heavy, the package had signs of damage on the sides. This made it look even more suspicious. The airport staff continued their usual work so they wouldn't get backed up, but they kept an eye on the package. They were afraid that something dangerous was inside and didn't know how to proceed. When security arrived, they were baffled as well. They didn't want to risk a disaster happening, but couldn't leave it be either. So, they decided to take action. One of the security staff got closer to the package and carefully inspected it. He noticed that the wooden box had holes in it. This wasn't normal at all. Why would it have holes? The box was unlabeled. The only thing it had was the address. It was destined for war-torn Syria, which made the staff worry even more. What could they do? The security personnel was getting more and more worried. They noticed an awful smell coming out of the box and they began fearing the worst. They didn't wait any longer. The security staff got the authorities involved and they quickly decided to do something about the strange wooden box. The entire airport staff was waiting nervously for a decision. Authorities had to wait for a judge to decide how to proceed in the case of the mysterious box. They couldn't touch it until he gave his verdict. Meanwhile, the box began to smell worse and worse, but for 7 days, the airport staff wasn't allowed to touch it no matter what. What was the judge thinking? After 7 long days, the airport staff finally got their answer from the judge. They could open the package. Their hearts were beating fast and everyone was gathered around the box. The moment was finally here. However, there was one condition. Someone had to come first to assist with the whole operation. Who could the judge have sent? Because the package had holes in it, they suspected that someone had tried to send animals, so a vet from an animal rescue organization was sent by the judge. They broke open the package and their hearts melted. They couldn't believe their eyes. Inside they were 3 Siberian tiger cubs. They were in poor shape and the vet wasn't sure if they could save them. Siberian tigers are listed as an endangered species. They are highly sought after and today there are only 500 left in the wild. The 3 tiger cubs were extremely dehydrated and in poor condition. There was no information about them and apparently they had not been vaccinated. The tigers couldn't even stand. They had to do something fast. The tigers were hooked up to IVs and were given fluids and vitamins. The vets did all they could to put them back on their feet. In no time, the cubs could stand up and even play with each other. Now the question remained, who could do such a thing? Who could send live animals in a locked wooden box without any instructions? The 3 male tiger babies had been on a flight from Russia and were supposedly destined to be sold to a zoo in Syria. Following the horrible discovery, the animal rights organization Animals Lebanon demanded that the animals be transferred to them. Due to their poor health and for the sake of their well-being, a judge ordered the tigers to be placed in the organization's care. But the original owners began fighting to retrieve the animals. What would be the fate of the tigers in the end? The good news finally came through an official press release. Authorities in Lebanon had decided that the tigers would not be sent back to their owners and would remain in the care of an animal welfare organization. Many people got involved in preventing the tigers from ending back on the black market and it paid off in the end. The next step for the 3 tigers would be their release into a sanctuary where they could live a long and happy life.